In today's video, we're going to start the What School Should Teach series with the absolute fundamentals, budgeting. Now this is the single most important aspect of personal finance that most people usually overlook. I mean, I know people who are making hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, but they are still broke. Because they don't do this fundamental aspect of personal finance. Most likely because they were not taught how to even do this. So regardless if you're making 10,000 a year or 100,000 a year or even $1 million a year, if you're not budgeting, saving your money and investing correctly, you will be in exactly the same position as someone who has no income at all. So by the end of this video, I hope to provide you with everything you need to know about budgeting and some practical tips that you can take away with you right now to help make your financial future a little bit more lucrative. So if you're interested in building your wealth and living a better financial life, why not subscribe to my channel by hitting that red subscribe button? And it will mean a lot to me if you could smash that like button as well, so that YouTube will recommend this video to lots more people. And don't forget to share this video with any friends or family you think could benefit from this advice. So let's take a little moment to think about all the things we want in our lives. Maybe it's a little getaway when the lockdowns are fully lifted. Maybe you need a new car, or have a dream house that you've always wanted to buy. Or maybe you just want to save up enough money to buy a really nice gift for a loved one. Or how about just having that dream of being able to retire early? Whatever it is, the underlying factor is that you need some money for it. But how is that going to be possible when you're living paycheck to paycheck? Every successful company in the world uses budgets in order to operate efficiently and effectively. It's not just businesses though that budget, even governments budget. Now I'm not saying that they budget well, because they do have a budget. It's just that they typically go over budget every single year and therefore continue operating in debt. But it's not just businesses and governments who should be doing this. Budgeting should be done by everyone, not just businesses. I mean, one of the best ways to success is to copy the people who are already doing things really well. So if businesses are doing this and can attribute this to their success, and we can apply the same methods to our very own lives, why would you not want to do that? So what is budgeting? Well, essentially it is an estimation of revenue and expenses over a certain time period. It's basically a financial plan that is fundamentally the backbone to setting goals, measuring outcomes, and planning for contingencies. But to put it really simply, budgeting is a way to manage the amount of money you have coming in against the amount of money that you have going out. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? I know my money coming in and my money going out. Yeah, but have you got it written down somewhere? Why do I need to have it written down? I know what's happening with my money. Yeah, I thought that too. Until I decided to sit down and actually analyze my bank accounts and understand where money was coming in and where money was going out. And like most people with a job, we know exactly about the money coming in from our salary. However, sometimes we forget about direct debits and standing orders that are regularly going out of our accounts. And sometimes, after writing it all down, we have a visibility of understanding where there may be certain things that we can save money on by cutting them out, because we aren't actually even using them. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But all of this talk is making me feel like I'm going to need an accountant or something like that. Not necessarily. Obviously, if you're running a business, you should probably have an accountant already. But in order to create a budget for your own personal life, this can easily be done using a spreadsheet. In fact, if you check out the description down below, I'll show you how you can get access to the one that I use, and I'll show you how it works in this video. Any other excuses you may have, Mr. Top Hat? I mean, all of this that you're talking about sounds like quite a bit of work. And right now I feel quite secure at my job. So technically I feel like I'm going to be fine just doing what I'm doing as it is. I hate to be the one to break this to you, but these days no one's job is truly safe. Even more so during this COVID era. Everyone should always be prepared for a job loss, ideally by having at least 3 months worth of living expenses saved up in the bank. And again, this is easier to calculate when you monitor your expenses with a budget. Okay, but all this budgeting talk is making me feel like I'm never going to be able to actually enjoy the money that I'm working so hard to earn. Not at all. Budgeting is not supposed to deprive you. The whole point of budgeting is to make sure that you use your money efficiently so that when you need more money for a holiday or a new car or in order to retire early, you have actually prepared ahead of time for it, making it feel a lot easier to achieve whatever goals that you want to set. Okay, you make a good point. Now, everyone is on their own individual journey with their financial freedom, so everyone will have their own excuses. However, the key thing to know and understand is that budgeting is the first step to putting you on track to a better financial future. If you know and understand all your financial activity, you can then plan for whatever outcome you need in order to be on a better financial path. Be that getting out of debt, or saving enough money for a holiday, a house, a car, or even if you want to retire early. And sometimes you will find yourselves in a position where you feel that you just don't have the means to achieve any of these luxuries in life. But what I have realized is that by budgeting, it has helped me understand the differences between things I want versus things that I need. And it has also helped me drive to earn more money, because I've been budgeting for a few years now, and when I decided to go back into the corporate world about 5 years ago, it also helped me to understand how much I felt I should be worth, which in turn has helped me to almost quadruple my salary within 5 years. So let me show you a spreadsheet that I've put together to help me keep track of my income and expenditures. And since I started investing, I also found it really useful to keep track of my assets versus my liabilities, to understand what my actual net worth is, and whether I'm doing things to increase or decrease that net worth value. So let's jump onto the computer and I'll walk you through the spreadsheet that I created. And if you feel as though that this would help you, I've left a link in the description down below where you can sign up and I'll send you the Google spreadsheet that you will see right now. As I've mentioned many times before, I have no financial background. So this spreadsheet is just something I have put together to help myself with my own finances. But by all means, if you want more detailed advice, I will always recommend seeking a professional financial advisor. But let's jump into the spreadsheet and I'll show you how to use it. So first of all, the link that you will receive will be view only. So I would first make a copy of the spreadsheet in your own drive or download a copy to store it offline. Now I'm just going to make a copy and save it into my own drive itself. Great, now that you have an editable copy, at the top we can see that it has some guidelines. So the first thing to do is set your starting balance in cell L8, which is over here. This is of course how much money you have currently at the start of the month. Then the get started information says to customize your categories and planned spending amounts in the income and expenditure tables. Also, please note that you should only enter in the highlighted cells in order to avoid modifying cells which have formulas in them to help you with calculations. So if we scroll down, we can see we've got our expenses table here on the left and our income table here on the right. Now the highlighted fields are the categories that you will see, and then also the planned amount that you either want to spend or earn depending on which table that you're using. So for instance here, the rent. I want my rent to be, let's say, £1,500. And then maybe my salary will be, let's say, £3,000. Now if we scroll up, we can see that the planned expenses and income have been automatically updated. And then if we scroll right up to the top, we can also see as you enter data in the transactions tab, this sheet will automatically update to show you a summary of your spending for that month. So if we go to the second tab, transactions at the bottom, we can then add in all of the information that we have for each of our expenses and income. So for instance, let's say today on the 5th of April, I want to add in an expense of our rent. So let's say that was 1,500 and that's going to be rent. And then in the drop down of the category, I can choose mortgage/rent. And similarly for my income, on the 1st of April, maybe I got paid my £3,000 salary. So I can put here salary, and then in the drop down of the category, I can choose salary as well. Now by adding in my expenses and income on this tab, we can see on the first tab that this is also automatically updated on the expenses and income tables. And this has also been updated in the actual expenses and income bars that you can see here. But then at the same time, it's also doing the calculations up the top here. So your start balance for the beginning of the month was £1,000, and our end balance currently as it stands is £2,500. And then we can see here that this is an 150% increase in our total saving, and we managed to save £1,500 this month. And then on the third tab, we have an assets versus liability table to help track your net worth. Now I found this to be really useful to help me identify if I'm growing month by month, or if I'm staying the same or even losing value as part of my net worth. So in the first table, this is what I use to keep track of my assets, which are essentially anything I hold that has some value. So we can see here, I track the amount in my current account, savings account, the amount I'm holding in my stocks and shares accounts. And if you haven't got a stocks and shares account, you can always use this link to sign up to Trading 212, which is the platform that I use. However, I know that they are currently not taking on any new customers while they upgrade their systems. But in the meantime, you can also use this link as well to sign up to Free Trade, which was the first trading platform that I started using as well. And with both accounts, when signing up, you will be able to get a free share worth up to £100 for Trading 212 and £200 for Free Trade. And then you can also see that I've put down any real estate property that you own in order to track the value of that, plus any bonds that you might own too. I've also included a category for tracking my crypto investments. And again, if you don't own any crypto and are interested, please see this video up here, or also use the referral link to sign up. You'll be able to get $10 of Bitcoin when you buy or sell $100 or more on Coinbase. Now I've also left some other fields so you can add more categories that you might want to use to track your assets that you own. Then in the table underneath is the liabilities. Now these are lump sums that you owe to someone, be it your mortgage, a student loan, car loan, credit card balances, or any personal loans. Now I've also left some additional other fields here so that you can add any more liabilities that you may have. Now for instance, let's say we've got £10,000 in our current account. So if I add in 10,000 here, and then if we go down to the bottom and we say that I've got a mortgage of, let's say, 200,000. Below these two tables, we can then see a calculation of what our net worth would actually be. And in this instance, it's minus £190,000. And then if you keep track of these values every month, you'll then be able to see a change in your net worth from month to month. And this graph at the bottom will automatically populate to give you a visual representation on how your net worth has changed from month to month. So if you feel that this spreadsheet will be useful for you, head over to www.sarganesh.co.uk/budgeting and put your email address in so that I can send you a link to the same spreadsheet that I just showed you. And you can start budgeting today and work out exactly where you are on your financial path to freedom, and start budgeting to get to a position where you feel happy that you are increasing your net worth, so that one day you can comfortably say that you are ready to go on your dream holiday or buy your dream house or dream car, or maybe even retire early. That's it for today's video. I hope you have understood the fundamentals around budgeting, and if you need any more help or advice, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll try and see if I can help you out in any way that I can. But if you're still not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that red button and the bell as well so you get notified when my next video comes out. And as always, remember to like this video, comment down below and share with your friends and family. Peace and love to all of you. See you on the next video. Bye.